Hello everyone and welcome to Metro TV. I'm your host Andy Hoig. Great show today. We'll be talking to Waddy White. We'll also be talking to Lolo's Angels and Nebraska Medicine Guild about their upcoming luncheon. So don't go away, we'll be right back. Well, welcome back. I'm here with some ladies from the Nebraska Medicine Guild. Andrea Gutta, she's the Fusion co-chair. We're going to talk about that event coming up. And Cindy Tuher, marketing for Nebraska Medicine Guild. So ladies, thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
So this event's coming up on the 24th of April. Fusion 2019, a blend of fun and philanthropy. I love that. And let's just talk about what is Fusion? I mean, where did this come from? Because this is like a fairly new event, correct?
It is. It actually, our first Fusion was in 2015, and we kind of hit the ground running with Jeff Lewis.
Yes.
So a lot of people remember that, and the event just really took off, and it was just a great way to bring people together to learn about the newer things that are happening, not just with our guild, but with Nebraska Medicine. And every year we've just had these great speakers, and it just keeps filling up. So we're thrilled to bring it back.
Was Jeff Lewis really 2015? Did he come back?
He came back last year too.
All right,
so we had a repeat.
I know
it was so popular. We had a repeat.
Okay. All right, because he was super. Yeah, he was fun and engaging. But okay, that's funny because I'm like,
yeah,
this
deja vu.
This was not just like this was not 3 years ago. So. But again, what a great luncheon, and you have a really amazing speaker author this year. So let's talk about her.
Yep, Ellen Hildebrand will be our guest speaker this year. She's an American author, mainly known for her romance novels, think like beachy reads, and she's also a breast cancer survivor. So she'll be perfect.
And she's very engaging with her readers, let alone her audiences. She's very real. So her whole theme is Nantucket. And I always say, like, you and Christine could not have picked a better time after the winter we've had to have this great luncheon that's going to have this whole beachy summer theme that we so desperately need right now. But she's also very real in that her breast cancer was recent within the last couple of years. And she's a survivor, and her daughter started a hashtag Mama Strong, but from that she has this whole shared stories that she has on her website, and when she connects with her readers, and I think a lot of that'll come out in the luncheon too. Yeah. And she's never shied away from talking about it. So,
and I was checking out some of her books, and she's got a dozen or more. I think. More. And again, they're just kind of. They're romantic, but they're just kind of fun and real, and just a way to kind of to get away from.
Yeah, she does a great job of taking you to another place, but she does keep it very real. And there, she says, I write about love, I write about divorce, I write about kids, I write about conflict, I write about murder mysteries. Like she can bring it all together. And she even has novels where she's put recipes in her books, like just so you can take something away.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Very real.
So the 24th, so she'll be at the luncheon. This is not in the notes, so you can tell me just to, be quiet. Are you having like a patron party or anything the night before for people?
No, she is on a pretty tight schedule with her new book release, which, we were a little disappointed because we're used to having that. Happens, so she is actually coming in that day, so we're excited for that. But she is going to stay, do book signings.
Wonderful.
I even have a friend that had lived out east and had just moved back, and she goes, I went twice to meet her, and I couldn't meet her. She's my favorite author. And I said, well, she was going to be there. So, so it'll be a luncheon, but predominantly her speaking.
Okay. Well, let's talk about tickets and how people can come and support this event.
Yep, they can contact the Med Center or go online, and we're happy to have them. We will also have some of her books for sale at the event, some of her favorite titles, and they can get them signed as well there.
Well, and I think what I remember with Jeff Lewis too, I mean, there was like question and answer opportunities.
There will be.
So you're going to talk, and she's going to tell you about her and her journey, and then we'll have opportunities to ask her questions.
Yeah, and it'll just be a fun theme. Like there's a whole Facebook event page out there if you need that. There's a website on the Nebraska Medicine Guild page. I'm sure you'll have the phone number there. and it's a whole Nantucket meal.
Yeah.
Like it's just going to transpire.
Really? I can't wait.
Signature drink. So
I'm super
wear
excited.
your white. I mean, it's time to break out the white jeans,
Okay.
the white skirts. So do
April
it, have a lot of
24th.
fun.
Yeah.
And at the Omaha Design Center. So we're
Yeah.
really excited to be back.
That's a great venue.
Back there,
It
and
is.
it's open and airy. So we're literally hoping you walk in and feel like you're in one of our novels.
All right.
That's the
I
plan.
absolutely cannot wait. This is going to be so much
Excited you're
fun.
coming.
And anything else that you want to tell us before we?
I think we're just really proud of being part of the Nebraska Medicine Guild. I think this is a very active, probably one of the most organized guilds I've ever worked on. The community outreach that we can do, the scholarships to keep, professionals here that we've put through med school, and just the things that are going on, how blessed we are to be in this community with Nebraska Medicine. So I think our guild is just thrilled that we can put this event together, to create this awareness of all the great things that are happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining me today, and we hope to see all of you on April 24th at the Nebraska Medicine Guild Fusion Luncheon. So don't go away. We will be right back. Well, welcome back. I'm here with Leslie Hacker. She is the founder and president of Lolo's Angels. Leslie, thank you for coming on the show. And we had you here like right before the holidays because you had some big stuff going on.
Exactly, yes.
At that time. So let's kind of recap that a little bit because I know you have a big event coming up at the end of April. But right before the holidays, you had your 3rd annual Snow Day Toy Drive for Children's Hospital. So talk to me about that and what happened.
Sure. So the 3rd annual Snow Day Toy Drive is an event actually run by our junior board. And our junior board is made up of 40 high school students from 4 different area high schools. And they put on a toy drive over from Martin Luther King Day to President's Day.
Okay.
And they collected, through the help of our community, over $12,500 worth of toys, games, and blankets for Children's Hospital.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
So have you seen this grow every year? Because this is your 3rd annual.
Yeah, the first year we started out we noticed when, our organization is named after Lauren Hacker, and we noticed when she was in the hospital for long periods of time in the winter, the donations after Christmas really drop.
Right.
And it becomes kind of hard to make it through the day, cooped up in the hospital. So our first year we were able to collect about $1,500 worth of toys. The next year, $9,000 worth of toys. And then this year, we really focused on, trying to increase the numbers, but really hitting the target of what Children's Hospital needed during that time.
Right. And again, like you said, this is after the holidays. I mean, this is a drive that's after the holidays because I feel like the holidays for so many nonprofits, which is so important, people are giving and giving and giving, but then you kind of almost come back to reality. I mean, you get back to life. And this is how that's helped. Let's talk about your daughter, Lauren, because people that may have not seen the first show, just talk about Lolo's Angels for a couple minutes.
Sure. So Lauren was first diagnosed in 2012 with acute myelocytic leukemia. And she spent 6 months at Children's Hospital fighting for her life. And she was able to recover. However, her leukemia came back when she was in 8th grade. And during that time, we watched a lot of children suffer from this disease, and the funding for pediatric cancer is low, and we found some ways to actually increase the chance for these kids to survive. And we formed Lolo's Angels 2.5 years ago.
Okay. And we just had a really great coffee meeting.
Yes,
that I talked to you. It was so great because I just really got to know you, and I think you got to know me, and all the amazing things that you're doing in the community, you and your family, and how where that all comes from. But let's talk about the event that's coming up at the end of April, which is it's unique and it's different. So
we're really excited about this event, but it's the first time through in Omaha for something like this. And we developed this event because we wanted something in the spring that would have all the proceeds go to local pediatric cancer research. So that's the purpose of this. We're going to be donating all our proceeds to University of Nebraska Medical Center's Pediatric Cancer Research Fund. And this event is unique. It's you form teams of 4 to 6.
It's a scavenger hunt.
Exactly.
And I always remember when I was a little kid, I loved scavenger hunts. I mean, I don't think about that too much as an adult, but taking that play off of, it's so much fun to experience that. So yeah, walk us through what that means for the day.
Well, we're hoping people form, teams with their friends, family, coworkers. There's a bunch of different groups that could form a team. And they'll come out on Sunday, Fun Day, April 28th, and they'll have a list of different landmarks between the Old Market and Dundee area.
Okay.
And they'll take their team and they have to follow, the list, and they'll come up with where they want to go. And all of these places have different amounts of points that they earn. And they'll create a little mascot that they take a picture with. And all these pictures will be uploaded through social media. And after 2.5 hours, they'll meet back at Film Stream's Dundee Theater for food and drinks. And they'll get to see all of their pictures that they've uploaded with their team.
Right.
And then we award prizes for most number of points, best mascot, and best picture.
Right. I mean, I absolutely love it. It sounds like so much fun. You've asked me to be a judge. I'm not even sure what that means, but I said, yes, absolutely, I'll do it. I mean, what a fun day. So how do we sign up for this? Okay, so there's 2 ways. If you go to lolosangels.org, on our very front page of our website, we have tickets sold by Eventbrite. Okay. And you could sign up with your team. Some businesses are sponsoring a team for their business. And you could buy the tickets directly on there. It's also on Facebook as an event. Okay. And what is like the minimum number of team members? It's for teams of 4 to 6. Okay. So you have to have 4 people. Okay. And it's $50 per person. And the $50 includes an event t-shirt, beer, wine, or soft drinks. Right. Food catered by the Kitchen Table Central. Okay. And part of the event and chance to win prizes. Yeah. I mean, that's a deal. Yeah, and we have some great prizes this year. I'm really excited about some of our partners, like Field Club of Omaha has donated golf for the entire team and carts, and Blackstone Meatball is one, La Bouillon, and so a lot of good businesses supporting this. Yeah. And I totally understand with first year events, they're challenging, but they also can be so much fun, and you kind of just get the community involved in something different, this is really different, and it's going to be super fun. So we think so. Our entire board is very excited about this event, so we hope that a lot of people come out and join us. Yeah. All right. Well, again, website one more time to find out information. Yes, lolosangels.org. Okay. And then also you have lots of stuff on Facebook as well, so encourage people to go like your page. Yes. So Leslie, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving us an opportunity. Yeah, you're welcome. And I will see you at the event. Yes, thank you. You're welcome. And we will be right back. Well, welcome back. I'm here with Waddy White. Waddy White is our cover story for the April-May issue of Metro Magazine. Waddy, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming on the show.
It's great to be here.
So we sat down, I was trying to think, October, November. I think it was somewhere.
Something like that, yeah.
In the fall, and just, having a conversation with you earlier before you came on the show the last time, and just kind of getting to know you and what you're doing in the community. I was just actually inspired and really wanted to get to know you better. So fast forward maybe 6 months later, it's like, we need to do a story on this guy. And I love it because last time when you were on the show, we were talking about the whole pirate adventure.
The greatest pirate who ever lived, yes.
And then
that was very fun.
It was fun. And you started to talk to me about this project that you had just started with the Poseidon adventure.
The Odyssey by Homer. Yes.
So
we're working with a bunch of 4th and 5th grade kids to figure out how to retell this 3,000-year-old story.
And that project is complete.
That one's complete, yes.
Correct. But let's talk about that one.
Sure, let's. That was really super fun. let me back it up. So I work with a lot of schools, and a lot of times when I do it, I know that there are certain things that are going to happen. Like I know that whatever we make is probably going to wind up being a painting of some sort. There's going to be figurative things in it. There's going to be some sort of story in it. So I try to show up with some kind of story and figure out how to tell it using the people and the location where I am.
Right.
So in this case, I was working with a group of 4th and 5th graders and a few of their teachers out at Holling Heights Elementary School out in Millard, and working with the Odyssey. And it's one of my favorite stories. It's a thing I've loved all my life. And these little kids had never heard it before. They had never heard of it before.
Right.
And so I got to help tell the story to them, retell it, go into more details with it, give them graphic novels that help tell it, watch videos with it, and then figure out how they would retell the story, what parts they remember, what parts they like,
Right.
what would they avoid, and then trying to take what they gave me and make a 25-foot mural out of it.
Right.
So that was what we did.
I love it. And the kids, the kids just must have loved that. And there must have been some like pride and some, really something at the very end that they took part in this creation.
Yeah. And one of the things that was really fantastic, so I worked with the kids for several weeks, just getting them to draw out the characters, getting them to imagine what these different people look like, how they react to the monsters that they see, how they try to get back home, how they try to get to meet their son for the first time, and then getting to figure out how they see it, when they draw it out, how do they look, and then I take all of that,
Right.
and then make something that all of it fits in seamlessly to. Now I did all that part at my studio. I worked with these kids
Right.
every day for a few weeks, and then I take all this research back to my studio and make the thing. And then when I made the mural and installed it, it was Christmas break. And so the kids all came back from the holidays and got to walk into their school where there's this 25-foot mural
Right.
with all of them in it. Everybody's very recognizable. They can all see the parts that they influenced, that they designed. But none of them were kind of expecting it. So they got to be very shocked and surprised at it. The kids who didn't know anything about what was coming had no real idea what it was or what to make of it. It was great.
What an experience for kids. And also I'm sure for you as well, is it just, that's just like the perfect storm, so to speak, is when you're working with kids and you unveil it and they're a part of it, you're a part of it. So I just love that. So let's talk a little bit. So here you are on the cover.
Yeah.
This is your studio, correct?
This is my studio, yeah.
Okay. So what's that piece behind you?
So the piece behind me is actually, it's a painting, a portrait of a family in town, Othello and Talani Meadows and their kids. And it's one of a series of paintings I've been doing for a little over a decade, where I do portraits of people who are not, they're not professional models.
Right.
They can't really model very well, but what they do bring is a wealth of stories, a wealth of experiences that I can then sort of take and make references to, that I can involve in the composition of the painting itself.
Right.
So what I would do is get them to tell me about a painting that they love, a thing that actually means something to them, and then I steal everything I can out of it. And so I use the shape of the stories that are already in the thing they love to retell those stories of theirs.
Yeah.
So in this case, I'm recasting all these stories that they have about their family, about growing up, about living in Omaha. Talani is a transplant here. Othello is sort of a basketball star from here. And then getting to play that out, but also getting to allow their kids to play a real role in the stories that they tell. So their two sons are the ones that you can actually see on the cover.
Very cool, very cool. And I know part of what was in this side of the magazine as well was your project, the 100
people.
Yeah.
Which is an ongoing thing, actually. Just today had more people coming in to model.
Okay.
So for that, I make these woodcut portraits of artists and advocates throughout Omaha.
Okay.
With the intention of making 100 of them. I have them come in, they collaborate with me, they have an idea of how they want to be seen, and then my role is to help figure out how to make that happen. Then I draw it out, I carve them, I print them, and then I digitally print the woodcut itself as an 8-foot tall mural of them. And then I install those around the city, and those will last probably 30 to 40 years before they start to fade. And so far, I have done portraits of 50 people and installed about 30, with another dozen or so happening in Little Bohemia at the end of the month.
Yeah. Speaking of Little Bohemia,
which is the neighborhood where my studio is.
Where your studio is.
Yeah, I love that area.
And yeah, I love it too. I mean, I'm a West Omaha, but I love it. So let's talk a little bit back. We're gonna get back to your artwork, but tiny house.
Tiny house.
What the heck's that? I'm seeing that all over Facebook. So what is it?
It's great. So working with a group of us, myself, John Tverdick, Ryan Ellis, Colleen Mason, and our manager, Megan Malone, started this. We built a bar in a small 100-year-old house around the corner from my studio. In a tiny house. And when you adapt a social space into a small building that was made for something else, it has all the quirks and character of that building, you can't help but adjust what you make to it and the kind of people who want to come and be in that environment with you. So it's very art rich. There's a lot of art in it. But not only traditional artwork, a piece of mine is in it, a piece of J.F. Yoshimoto's is in it.
Right.
But also there's a care and a attention being paid to detail stuff throughout the whole place. And I think that's what people wind up liking about it so far, is that there's a lot of booths, and every booth has a very different sort of character, a different sort of feel. Nothing's overly designed, but everything feels like you're in your own environment when you're there.
Right. So is it is it food? Is it drink? I mean, what is it?
It's drinks. We have bar snacks.
Okay.
Things like, they have a thing called man candy, which is like the most delicious bacon ever.
Really?
That we just like serve as a bar snack. Like big long strips of bacon that are roasted with like a honey as well as some sort of like pepper in it. So it's a little bit spicy.
All right.
It's really
Come
super
on down
delicious.
and have some man candy.
Have some man candy
and a cocktail.
A cocktail, as you do.
Yeah. So looking ahead, what's your next project, or what are you thinking about next? And how far out do you think?
Pretty far.
Yeah.
So I have, with work like I do, you work in many directions all at once, right? So I have multiple projects in terms of public art projects lined up. I have some murals that I'm working on right now for a place in Minneapolis.
Okay.
I have some one that's going to be going up at Midtown Crossing at the new Alamo movie theater there. I have a couple of schools that I'll be working with out in Millard, Nyhart Elementary, as well as Bryan. And I also have 2 large shows that I'm working on locally. That'll be next year, but we're already starting to plan them out and figure out exactly what they're going to be. I'm a little nervous because if you give me too long to plan, they get ambitious. They get elaborate. So I'll be doing. I have a large show at Kaneko next year. Okay. And also one at UNO. That'll be in multiple of the buildings as well as several departments, which should be very fun to work on as well.
So I'm going to ask you a question, and this is totally off topic.
Good.
And I hope it's not going to be weird or anything, but I don't know.
I cannot wait. I'm kind of hoping it is weird.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? As a business.
Yeah.
What is your business? Because you're not just out here doing this.
Well, it's not all out of none of it really feels like it is out of the kindness of my heart. All of it is.
Yeah, I mean, there's a passion that drives both of us to do what we do. But I'm just curious.
But also, everything has to be kind of sustainable, or else it doesn't really function in the way that it should. And I've been lucky. There's been a couple of strange things in my career. One is that I'm very productive. I make a lot of things.
Right.
And because because I trust that I can make a lot of things, I give myself leeway to explore most anything that interests me a lot.
I love
so
that.
Because I'm confident that I don't have to necessarily decide between making a piece that I think is the best thing I can make right now,
Right.
and making a piece that someone is already commissioning, and
Right,
the funding is already known. Any work that you make in the studio, you're kind of making because it's the best thing you can think of now, and you trust that eventually it will find a home. That eventually, if you see your best ideas all the way through, that they will find people who share the same ethics that they do.
Right.
So I allow myself to creatively to work on murals, work on public art things that not only are longer term projects where you do have to figure out the funding and sustainability and elaborate partnerships where everybody is seeing some greater return on their investment of time or capital or resources or whatever, as well as all the work that you can produce through your own ideas and in sort of the quietude of your own space and studio. As well as things where I'm working with organizations to so I work with some places and do a lot of mentoring of one sort or another, and that also I think is driven to sustain this kind of practice, because I need other artists around me. I need them to be more successful. I need them to be making great, challenging work. I need them to be in every way, my equal or better than me. And so the only way I know how to really foster that is by encouraging other people's voices, finding other people opportunities to make more work, trying to get people to make as much as they can, starting as early as possible. And so, because I think that also builds the kind of environment not only that I want to live in and I want to work in, but that I think also makes it more sustainable for all of us to kind of be in at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got to wrap up, but again, you're like the entrepreneurial artist. I mean, there's that entrepreneurial spirit that you have, and you take that into your work, and then but it's all about how do you create a thriving business, a thriving, sustainable thing, so that you're continuing to do what you're doing. Other people are coming into the mix, and we're all thriving as a community the best that we can. So,
and I think that sustainability isn't just economic, but
it's
ethical, it's creative, it's all the things that enable you to keep going and keep making more. Because I do believe that the best work is going to come in in my 60s or 70s, where I'm finally smart enough to do the big things.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. What a joy to get to chat with you again. I'm going to come down to Tiny House sometime, have some man candy and a cocktail. So, all right.
Thank you for this. This is really fantastic.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And we will be right back. So thank you so much for joining me today. Learn more at spiritofomaha.com. Find us on Facebook, Metro Magazine, all one word, and we will see you back here next week.